icy in Vegas. This for the haters. I make a lot of new money. When it's not savers. You be liking my flavor. I think it's cause. Ice in the wrist. Call on the wrist. All the wrist. Watch out for this. I never switch. I never switch. I never switch. I never switch. Ice in the wrist. Ice in the wrist. Ice in the wrist. Ice in the wrist. Ice in the wrist.
I was legit ever since I blew they all on my hey back then didn't know I exist. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got your long that I made her when I showed out my whip. Hey, spent about 10 on my fit.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Throwing on first down. Fitzgerald. And incomplete to open things up. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
And yet again, he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult third down call now.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Looking to throw. Fitzgerald. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. A week ago, they dominated in the trenches. They got in the backfield for 5 sacks, setting the tone there, one on the opening drive.
And it sets the tone for the opposing team, doesn't it? Remember when you were a kid and you went to the theater and saw that horror movie and it stuck with you for a while and you were a little bit jumpy? Well, if you saw 5 sacks the previous week and you're the quarterback, he might be a little jumpy as well. Might throw off his timing.
Yeah, be jumpy, but sorry, Bob and Linda wouldn't let me see a PG movie until I was 17.
Well, that's just good parenting.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10.
Watch this. Hey, Rocket. 57's the mic. Watch 57. Hey, Team 6. Team 6. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. I got one. Mike's 57. 57's right. I'm here all day. Hey, Delta. 57.
Rivers now to throw on first down. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. Now a pass that's taken in by Hill. 12 yards there and a first down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Now the third leading rusher among rookies last year, it's Nick Chubb. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Rivers. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Jerry Hughes racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Brings up 3rd down.
Ready! 380! Hey, 79! 79! 57's Mike! Hey, let's get that ball. Hey, Zoo! 57. Mike, 57.
3rd and long for Rivers. He is going to find Hill here. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
First down. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Set, front 80! 57 Mike. Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
They'll give it to Chubb. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That really sets them back. A loss of 6. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin, but now it's 3rd and goal.
Brandon, some of those windows that throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
57's the mic. Watch 57. Stay with your man. Hey, go orange. Orange.
3rd and goal for Rivers. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the 1st quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. After the made field goal, Gay back out there to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Bilal Nichols make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Fitzgerald going to Woods, but that pass is intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
following the interception here. Rivers. It's complete right side to Benjamin. 19 yards there on the catch and run. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up first and goal. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. They go with Chubb on second down. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Nick Chubb, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now third down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they face a difficult 3rd and 12 coming up. To throw on third down. Fitzgerald. And it's complete to Kelsey. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
Get ready. 94. Hey, wahoo. 60 mark. Night, sweetheart. 60 mark. Get that quarterback, Elon. Get that quarterback. Hey, lock it. Elon, get that quarterback. Shoot.
On first and 10, Fitzgerald. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Mason Foster. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
Back to you.
Back to throw. Fitzgerald throwing deep for Galladay. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Mike 51. Ready?
Operating from the gun. Fitzgerald, he'll rifle this one deep right side. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. Woods, the intended receiver.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What is nowhere to escape, and he goes down. J.J. Watt in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
56, check 56. You. Hey, echo. 56.
Here's Rivers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Exit. You better be ready. Don't be scared of it. Spike 56. Let's go.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Rivers. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
And absolutely zero surprise that that one was incomplete, huh? I mean, truthfully, how many OCs have we seen with 3rd and 20 on their play sheet and go, oh, I've got the exact play to dial up?
No, that's just a head scratching down when you're facing a 3rd and 20. Tried to complete it, couldn't get it done.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Being chased out left. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
Running with Howard. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. This is Howard on 2nd down. And he's got this down to the 35. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On 1st down, they run with Howard. Brought down by Nate Gehry.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Ito Smith, his first carry. And some room to work. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A gain there of 21 yards. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Looking to throw. Fitzgerald. That's complete right around the 8. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. And that'll set them back 5. They were looking good on 2nd down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. Now Howard. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. The Bears on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
60, Mike, 60, Mike, 60.
From the gun, Fitzgerald. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime, something to build on maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? But wave the flag. That's good. Got points, and now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but... And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Go. Check Mike 57. Mike 57. No. Wait, 89.
Final play of the half, Rivers. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. The final shot before break. Rivers in trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And this will be scooped up in the end zone. A defender gets there, and it's a touchdown. That's something you have to be wary of on your side of the field, that close to the goal line. The defense, they are looking for that football. They got it. They scored it.
You are so right, and the quarterback has to speed things up himself. So close to the goal line, they're going to get after you. Make sure you get rid of the football and in a safe place.
Now Matt Prater for the point after. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
Hey, red!
They just got that play off. Now Rivers completes it to Benjamin. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jerry Hughes, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
Check green 90, black 15. Don't say nothing. Left.
57. Mike.
Five.
Here we go, G. Get off the field. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike.
I got him. Hey, hit.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Rivers, that's out to Hill, right side complete. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first.
It's 4th down.
4
Rivers is going to stay out there. They're going to try for this thing on fourth down.
Hey, Delta!
56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56.
Hey, Charlie! Come on,
They're indeed going for it. It's Rivers. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Fourth down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
You ain't doing nothing today. Alpha!
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check, 56.
From the 44, Rivers dancing to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. J.J. Watt, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
56.
Better bring it.
Throwing on third and long. Rivers. And that will be incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half, and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. They go with Howard again. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. To say they've kept him under wraps running the football, that's an understatement. He's been completely neutralized.
Yeah, they've essentially taken him out of the game, haven't they? And you know, all the teams say, we're not going to let him beat us. Well, that's exactly what's happened here. They've lived up to that.
The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
60 Mike, 60 Mike, 60 Mike.
Hey, orbit.
60 Mike, 60 Mike.
Back to throw. Fitzgerald, he's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Leo!
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Fitzgerald, he's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Kenny Golladay is intended receiver. And it's third down.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
Hey, Delta.
Mike 51, Mike 51. All right, T, let's all right, T. Go.
On third down, Fitzgerald. Man open, that's Damian Ratley. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Fitzgerald, blitz coming, and down he goes. Randy Gregory in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. Knotted up here at 10. That's our score as we begin quarter number 4.
60 Mike, 60 Mike, 60 Mike. I got it. 60 Mike, 60 Mike, 60 Mike. Let's go.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Fitzgerald. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
60 Mike, 60 Mike, 60 Mike. Watch the run, watch the run. Slam, slam. 60 Mike, 60 Mike, 60 Mike. Get it.
From the gun, Fitzgerald. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against the zones before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Let's go, get it done. Let's go, let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Rivers now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
57 Mike. Mike 57. It's coming this way. Behind.
On second down and 4, Rivers. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. Hey, here we go.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They were trying to erase that deficit in one play.
They certainly were, but how about the reaction time and the instincts back deep to force the incompletion? We might need to mark this one down. We may look back and say, that was a game-saving play.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey, hey, hey. You got 3. You got 3. 3 down. 3 down.
Bravo.
Now Rivers on 4th down. On target over the middle to Hill. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
Hey, Alpha. Hey, ready, split.
First down, Rivers. And Hill with it over the middle. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. To the air again here, Rivers. Oh, no, he lost the football. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Rivers to throw it. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
On 3rd down, Rivers. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Sheldon Richardson in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Again, the offense will stay out there. They've converted once on this drive. What can they do here on 4th down? To throw is Rivers. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Sheldon Richardson. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On 1st down, it's Howard. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Again, it's Howard. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. On 1st, they go right back to Howard. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Put up. 60 mark, 60 mark, 60 mark. Too little. Ready?
They run with Howard. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. The Bears on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 7. Looking to throw. Fitzgerald. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. The Vikings on third down. Just one conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. J.J. Watt in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it, because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for the Bears, it will wind up a .500 season, as the win means they'll finish right at 8-8. And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they wanted desperately to finish at .500, but that won't happen, as it'll be a 7-9 season in the end. And they can take solace in the fact that this team never quit all the way to the end. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.